Welcome to the Beck and Siri Show.
And here at Team Series Tri Club, it's not just about swim, bike, run, it's about who you become. On our show, we don't just talk to you about swimming, cycling, and running.
We talk about mindset, we talk about fearless authenticity, and being your very best self.
Hey there, Cam here from Team Cirrus. This week's show is coming to you from Chile, and we've got Coach Troy Romero, fresh off his second place at Patagonman. Troy's going to talk us through his experience and what it's like to race an extreme triathlon. I hope you enjoy it.
Hello everybody, hope you're doing great. Sorry, I was a little bit busy, but I'm gonna wait a little bit to get everybody on board and just to get another few athletes on board to talk a little bit of the experience that it was Patagonman. So I'm really excited to share with all of you what happened, how was it. To be honest, how impressed I am of the results and how the hard work had paid off. But we will get into it a little bit let's give it a couple of minutes. And thank you, Ron. Thanks. I'm trying to do my best and stay in shape because it's been a week off and a lot of ice cream, a lot of pizza, a lot of nothing going on about training. But that's good too. Body's feeling great. Well, everything's been good here. Chile, it's amazing, to be honest. I like it a lot. I never expected to be in this country for that long, to be honest, but I like it. It is nice. I don't know how many of you remember Maca. She's from here, and I saw her on Saturday, I believe. We had lunch with her family, and lovely people, lovely place, and just great to be here. Let's wait a couple of minutes while I chocolate. Hello, MC. So before we get into Patagonman, I would love to talk about a little bit of what was the weekend for one of my athletes, Ronald. He's right here online. I don't know what he's doing here. He should be sleeping actually, but well, he did race Bahrain. Well, I'm completely impressed. Really impressed. And I'm not saying this because it's my athlete. I'm saying because he did his first Ironman. His 7.3. First 7.3. He did 4:28. He rode 2:09, and he ran 1:40. But this is not the impressive part. The impressive part is that he had a virus. He was sick while he was racing. Before the race, we thought it was like a little bit of anxious and nervousness and a little bit of everything before the race. But then we figured out 3 days before that it was more of a virus. And so in the night before his race, he has fever actually. And that morning he woke up and he didn't even realize what he was gonna do. He had a little deep talk with himself and he decided that he was gonna give it a shot. And I think that's the best thing because he's been training amazingly, like not even one session missing, and if whenever that happens it's a session that he missed, but maybe we talk about it. I think we have talked about this a couple of times. Beck have talked about it. Siri have said enough times that communication with your coach is the key to be well guided into a great race, into a great block, into a great training week. So he always, whenever he had an issue to train, he will tell me, and then I will modify the sessions. So that had led us into a really great partnership. I will say it's not just coaching athlete way to work. We have worked strong into this race. So he decided to race, and then he had a great swim. I mean, it wasn't his amazing swim that he's been doing, but it was quite good. It was 32 minutes, but he had a stomach virus which had make it worse during the race going. On the bike, he felt great, in control, and had an amazing ride. 2:09. I wish I could ride that time sometime. He beat my time, and I'm absolutely proud of that because we put every single thing every single day into having an amazing day, into race days. So there's the work done, there's the results. Then after that, he jumped on the run, and when he started running, he felt great till the cave 7. But after that, he started like having a little bit of more issues. He puked on the run like at least, I think it was 3 to 5 times. He's still with that, he ran 140. So I'm really proud. And the most important thing to remark here is that it was his first 7.3. So Ronnie's been doing this only 3 years. I've been coaching him almost 2 years already, and I'm really proud of him. So really happy. I saw some athletes from Mari Lisa, I believe. She was racing in Indian Wells, a lovely race, incredibly place to be there. So I hope you Lisa had a great time, a great race, and a great experience, especially. And well, let's jump into the issue why we are all here, and let's talk about Patagonman, and let's talk about how I decided to race, why I was here, and how was all this whole experience. It's a completely different experience, an amazing experience, complicated one, to be honest. It takes a lot of logistics. If you think racing an Ironman, it is hard about logistics and just the bags and thinking about your nutrition and everything. Now you think that you need to do that like maybe at least 5 times more, because you gotta think about all the different situations that it can go wrong or right into the race, and you have no support. Like nobody will be with you, only your support crew who need to have everything with them. And so since, let's start from the hardest part, like being in America or in the States, just traveling to Chile will be like kind of I mean, if you just go to the city, it is fine because you just fly straight to Santiago, and that's fine. There's no problem at all. Like a couple of hours of flights, or whoever flies to Europe, it's nothing a huge difference into that. But let's talk about then you have to travel to the south of Chile, which is actually pretty close already to Argentina, and it is just like you have to have another extra flight. See, if you had a 8-hour to 12-hour flight, then it will be like 6 hours to get to your point where you will stay in. But that's not the last part to be worried about it. Then you have to plan about it, because the race will start in Puerto Chacabuco, which is 1 hour from where it is all the area of the race. Okay, which is Coyhaique. And then after that, like the race morning, you have to be in the ferry to jump off. They will drive you 1 hour, but you have to be there on board, got all your transition set before 4 a.m., which means I think you might be getting into transition at least at 3. So that means maybe non-sleep. Before the race, I had issues with my ETAP, with my SRAM ETAP. I had to fix it on the night before. I didn't sleep. I took a nap, I will say. I took a nap of 45 minutes, maybe an hour, not that. And I mean, I was worried, of course. I was just like wondering what was going to happen, what I was going to do about the race and everything. But especially I was just like, on the inside part of me was telling me like, just stay calm, because we cannot change anything. Fix this and get it done, and let's go to transition and get on the ferry. And if you want, you can take a nap over there, maybe for another 40 minutes and whatever. Like, it was a lot of logistics. So you get to the well, you finally travel here, then you decide where to stay. You might need to find a place where to stay the night before, where it is the race starts. Then after that, you need to find another place again in where you were before, the night before. So, which is Coyhaique. I mean, guys, if you have any question, if I can help you with the logistics, what was my experience, and you need some guidance about you planning to race next year, this race, please contact me. And I'll be really happy to share with you like my knowledge in my experience and what I will change, or what I will tell you, what I will recommend you, because it will be complicated to catch everything up right now, right here. I mean, you can take notes too, but like in the school, but no, just contact me and I'll be happy. And then, I mean, talking about a little bit more of what is the race. It is an Ironman distance race, an extreme triathlon, which means the water temperature was in between 6 to 9 Celsius. It was absolutely, of course, wetsuit legal, but they did decide, as it was an extreme triathlon, that they were not gonna shorten the swim distance. So, well, I mean, it was like a little bit of a shock of swimming in that water. You have to jump off the boat, which is like 3 to 6 meters high, and then the shock of the water, it is something that I will never forget, because it is like when you get into a ice bath. Would you imagine staying in the ice bath for 3.8K? That will be exactly the same feeling. But once you start moving, the body start flushing out the adrenaline. It's just like I'm really impressed of how the body will react into whatever you lead into, mentally especially. So you jump off the boat, you tread a little bit of, you do treading water for like maybe not longer than 5 minutes. I was with Tim Don right there, and we were talking, and I was pretty nervous, to be honest. But what got me a little bit more calm, it was that he was just stretching my arm and looking at me, and he was like, just be safe, man, be safe. And I was just like, okay, well, I mean, everybody here is panicking, at least, not just me, and it's gonna be fun. Let's see. It is a completely adventure at all. So I decided to swim without gloves on my hands, because I did the test on the swim, and it was just like the gloves were like just dragging too much water, so I didn't like it. As a preparation for the water, I mean, that's my bad, and don't do this. I won't recommend you, but I didn't check anything. I wish I could have a lake where I could swim, or like a cold water where I could spend like at least 20 to 40 minutes swimming to have the experience of it, but I didn't have it. So it was a little bit of a shock. But after that, once you start moving, you are absolutely fine. Like, there won't be a problem. You will need to really be focusing on keep moving, keep pushing the legs, keep moving the arms. Your body will tell you, or your mind will tell you, to get the head out of the water, because that will help to be a little bit more warm, if I can say that. It's depending on what we consider warm in that temperature. But well, if you can keep the head out, and then that will help you to be a little bit more warm, but that's not gonna help. As Siri told me as an advice, once you get into the water, keep the head down under the water as long as you can, and then it doesn't matter if it hurts. At some point you won't feel anything, so it will be gone numb. So that's what happened to me after maybe I don't know, maybe a K. I wasn't feeling my arms. I wasn't feeling my hands. But this is why we train you guys to keep going sometimes, even when you don't feel like. So this is physical side, which will affect some point really mentally, or it can go vice versa. So I think it is something that we can control absolutely. Even when you think it is cold and you're gonna freeze, it's not that bad. So you get out of the water, and in the transition, there's people with you who's your support crew. For me, my support crew, it wasn't with me. I got a support crew from the team from Patagonman. These guys, they had no idea what was a triathlon, no idea what they were doing, but they were just amazing. I'm incredibly grateful for them. I mean, there's no coincidence, right? So I was really happy with that. Then after that, I had a little bit of an issue on the T1, because I didn't feel my hands at all. So they had to dress me up practically. They had to, like, I was trying to get my zipper on my trisuit on, and I wasn't stopping shaking, and it was just a mess, absolutely mess. Even the organization got close to me, because I got out of the water second, just right behind Tim, and the organization got close to me, and they were like, "Hey, Troy, are you okay? Do you need something?" And I mean, I wasn't okay, of course, but the other option of getting something external will be a DQ. So I wasn't willing to that. So I don't know if there was a trap or what was it, but well, I didn't took any support. I just start pedaling. To be honest, on the bike, I felt great. I knew this is the kind of the races where you really need. I mean, for knowing where you're going, don't interpret this as saying overanalyze the data. Go check the course every single day. Write it on Swift, on download it on your smart training, and train it every single day. Don't do that. Like I mean, the way we train you guys is not to be obsessed with just one thing. So we know we have a hard race, maybe a flat race, but a hard race. But we know how to work training for you to lead you into a into a speed session, into those sets. So Siri and I know we worked really hard on what we were doing before this race, and the plan, it was just perfect. So I mean, I knew the course. I kind of have the idea because I trained Edgar for this race last year. I kind of had on the back of my mind the same things that I say to Edgar, like, let's be safe to this K. Don't go too hard on this first section. Don't go too easy on this. Take the advantage of the downhills. And so perhaps what I'm trying to say is, like, know the course. By knowing the course, don't overanalyze. And by knowing the course, what I mean also, it is just like sticking to your strategy, into your race strategy. That's gonna lead you into an amazing race, no matter how it is. But especially into these races where you really need to be aware of what is coming. So not going flat out from start to finish. I mean, first of all, it's an Ironman distance, and second, it is a race where it's not only gonna survive or gonna be the strongest guy who's gonna win. I mean, it's gonna be whoever is a little bit smarter. So I'm not saying the other guys were dumb, but I'm saying some of them might push too hard at some points. So I started just trying to get into a cruisy mode, but strong cruisy aerobic pace, I will say. Nothing that I wouldn't ride on a weekend. There in Colorado, in Estes, going up to Estes, or Big T Loop, or to peak. It's practically a race like that. The guys who, Mari Carmen, MC, Maddie, or just whoever is here, if it's back around, and I mean, you guys, I will tell you, like, the race will be, if we start from Siri's place, going up to the mountains, one loop and back home, but 180K. So the last part from the 120 to the 170, it was just all up, and up, and then never stop. So I got catch I did lead the race till the K120, just behind Tim. Tim was just like 20 to 30 minutes ahead of me. I knew the race was with me, of course, and I wanted to stick into that place, into the second place. Just I didn't really believe what I was doing or where I was placing, because it was just amazing. There was a point where this third guy catch me. He was just hammering. He was pushing really, really hard. I mean, I saw the numbers when he passed me, and my numbers were quite good. My effort was good. I could have stick with him, but I knew it was risky for the rest of the race. So I stick to my plan. I stick to what I said in every single second of saying, like, not go harder than this, don't go harder than that. So that's what I did. Especially the last part. I think this is something really important to make a note of it or write it down. It is that always have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, because I told my race support car will be with me practically all the race, and then in the K120 approximately until the 130, I was having a really I mean, it was actually from the 90 till the 125 where I was having a really rough time, because I got low sugar, and it was just like one of those moments in the Ironman where you feel like nothing's gonna happen from there. Like you really need to stop and just go home, maybe, or whatever bad thinking it was crossing my mind. And then, I mean, I wasn't feeling that right, so I needed to take something else. And I had Snickers, I had chips, I had gels, I had almond butter, tons of things in the support car, but the car wasn't there. So the problem was that you have no support out there. So what I mean, if I would have thought about it, I would have take another extra chocolate with me, another I don't know, whatever I will think in the moment I will need it, maybe gummies, whatever. But I didn't, so I had a really rough time that part, and my sugar was just going down, free downhill, and till they got close to me and they changed my nutrition. They gave me some Red Bull, they gave me some Snickers and a gel, and that saved me practically and got me back into the right track and just start hammering again. But well, what I'm trying to say is just to plan those bad things. I know we won't focus on what we don't want to, but think about what could go wrong also, because that will get you a little bit of a plan B or a safety plan. So I was third in that place. I mean I was fourth in that point, and I got after this guy passed me, the Chilean guy. There was another guy who catch me just like maybe like 500 meters after the first guy catch me. So I was just like, okay, this is something that I'm it's not in my control. I might be doing something wrong, but I wasn't really panicking at all. And then after that, where I was start to panicking, I got a flat tire, and completely honest, I started laughing because I was just like, okay, I was second for a minute for like 180, 120K. And then after this guy catch me, I had a sugar rush, which is, well, like a low energy rush and a little bit of a crisis. And then after that, I got a flat tire. So I was just like, I don't know how is this gonna end. It started really good. But I mean, there's something that you just need to kind of flow with it. Like if I will just get frustrated and just be pissed and kick my bike and be mad on it, and I will lose time. But rather than losing time, I think I will be losing a lot of energy, which I will need it for the rest of the race. And so I think MC reminded me something really important, that about the confidence. I think I never executed a race like this before, because when I got passed by the second guy, the Chilean guy, when I saw him and I kind of read it, his body language and how he was struggling also. Of course, when he passed me, I was just like poker face and smiling and saying, "Cheers, guy. Yeah, keep it up, man, and let's go harder." But what I did, it was like in the back of my mind, I knew it wasn't his day, and I knew, I don't want to sound cocky, but I knew I will win. I have that confidence in me. I had that on the back of my mind, and to be honest, I wanted to just execute it and be confident of that I was executing exactly what I needed to. So practically was that the thinking of it all the rest of the race till I got him actually on the run, but I don't want to go that far yet. So I got this flat tire, but in the same way, I knew I would just need to fix it and keep it going. I wasn't worried of who was catching me or how far it was the other guy at the front or what I should do. Like I wasn't really thinking that much. I was just like, honestly, like 1,000,000% I was laughing. There are pictures where I'm laughing with my tire on my hands, where I was just like, okay, cool, let's keep it up. And I keep going, and then I start catching these other two guys, one of those two guys on the downhill. And then after that, got to transition to just quickly and got out. And when I start running, the guys were telling me that this guy was 2 minutes ahead. Then the next checkpoint, they told me it was and 5 minutes ahead. And the next checkpoint they told me it was 8 minutes ahead, and the next point they told me 10. So I was just like, this guy is flying, he's running really fast. So to be honest, I was just trying to be confident on my strategy, and at the same time to be a little bit of aware of where he was, but especially aware of where I was getting myself into it. What I mean with this is like not going too hard, not going too easy, just keep a steady effort, going strong, supporting my effort, eating, drinking. As this is, as I mentioned before, of course, it is a stream triathlon. I had to carry everything with me. There were only 2 aid stations in the 42Ks. And well, at the end it was 44K, but well, that's another point. So I had to just carry everything with me for the 44K, 43, whatever it was. And I was just keeping up my energy with good support. I mean, supporting by good fueling, eating, drinking at the right timing and everything, but just trusting and knowing what I was doing, and just trusting and pushing, not too hard. There were hills where I even walk, because it wasn't worth it to run them. Like it was an endless uphill. And if you agree with this, then added that it was a sand uphill. So I actually start cramping at some point, and luckily I started walking backwards. And then when I looked backwards, there was these amazing views of the Patagonia, and it was just like heaven practically. So I was grateful to be where I was, and I had the opportunity to be where I were at that moment. And at the same time, I was rushing because I really was craving that second place. So I keep going, and afterwards, after around 10 to 13, 15K, I catch this second guy, and he was smashed. Like he was walking, but at the same time, when I passed him, he stick with me, and he just got into my pace, and he was behind me, and I was just like, okay, let's see who gets faster and longer for the rest of the race. So he was there, and I was kind of working with him, but at the same time, I knew I was in control, and this gets us into the same point where I was feeling absolutely confident. So I think we stayed till the K30, and in the K30, what I did, it was actually he was there, and he asked me like, should we go? Like kind of, I was waiting for you, man. Let's go. Let's keep it up. So I think that was like kind of a deal with my other competitor of saying, we are here together, we are working together, let's keep working together till the finish line, and let's win whoever is the best one. So we did that till the K42, 43, and then on the last K, it was just a decision. Those decisions that you just have to make on the moment. He was after the 30K. This is something important for the race. Actually, is you run all the first 30K by yourself with your support. I mean, supporting yourself by your own. You have 2 aid stations, one on the 10K and one on the 20K. And then after that, on the 30K, you can see your support crew. But rather than that, you can also run with a pacer. So he ran with his pacer. And the pain in the butt with the pacer here is that the pacer was like kind of kicking me out, like not letting me run with them. And he didn't knew what we were doing before. So it was, I mean, I understand because we are racing. So, I mean, but at that moment, you don't think that clear. You start just like being grumpy, and I don't know, reactions are different all the time. So the pacer changed the pace around the K41, 40, maybe there. But you didn't see the finish line. Like it was just like an endless road, all straight, and you didn't see anywhere it might be the finish line. So They changed the pace just exactly in the moment where I was just like slowing down to take the last gel. I always carry, this is what I mean by having A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and all the alternatives for your race plan. But I took the cold brew goo gel, which is like my plan B always for the last part of the race. I always have it with me. And I took it when I slow it down, and then these guys took a chance to change the pace, but they didn't got that long. We were all smashed, and they just changed the pace maybe from 440 to 435, and which is makes me laugh because I mean nobody runs that marathon anywhere rather than here, I think. So paces were not an option to keep looking at it. And then he did the change of the rhythm, and I followed him for a little bit. I mean, I'd let him go, but I catch him just like 200 meters ahead. And after that, it was just a turn, and after the turn, it was just like straight to the finish line. And when I did the turn, I looked over my shoulder, and there was nobody close to me. They were like kind of sprinting to get me again, to catch me again. And then I decided, I mean, it was okay because I survived. I got the second place, and I'm absolutely stoked with that, and so happy and grateful for the experience. But it was a mile long where I will have to be sprinting for the last part of the marathon. I mean, it was worth it. The risk was great, and I'm really happy with the experience at all. And I think I will embrace everybody to race these kind of races to get a little bit out of what it is always about half Ironman distance, just for the experience. When I said to Siri, I wanted to do this race, she was like, absolutely, yes, of course. I have a feeling it's going to be a great race for you. We had a feeling about this was like kind of my place to race, and I came here to enjoy and to have a great race, of course. But I mean, my athletes might feel a little bit more attached of, I mean, to what I'm gonna say. But I mean, this is our philosophy about the club and everybody, and it is about enjoying. It is about living. It is about results, of course. It is about crossing the line as fast as we can, but having in mind of knowing that you are your biggest competitor. That's something that you really need to live with, because if you beat somebody else, you will beat him, and they will be like, okay, you are great, blah blah. But inside of you, if you know that you didn't give every single cell of your body, giving all out for the whole race, that's not a victory. It won't be a victory for you. You might get a first place, you might be a world champ or whatever you can call it, but that won't be a victory for you. And every single day, I mean, on a certain way, I don't want to sound dramatic, but you will regret it. So I don't know if anybody have any question on specific things. I think MC is pretty active, but just let me know what I can help with, and I'll be really happy. And on another things, I want to say that this race was something special for me, something special for the people who have been supporting me along the year and along my season, and especially with what we had on the bad news side about Siri. I had the message before the race, day before the race, and I was, to be honest, I was fighting out there for the right reasons, fighting out there for standing up for her. I mean, this is something that I always do on races. On hard days, I will try to channel with those people those persons that we might need to send some strength to them, and to just support them. So I mean, it's not a selfish way of saying yes, I got this place or whatever happened. I think this was because we were all together in this case. And I mean, it is always like this. So I really hope, I mean, everybody's having a great end of the season. All you guys are ready to start the off season. Take easy the off season, and trust me, it's gonna be a great season next year, because sometimes we just hesitate the process and we want to be all year long killing ourselves and hammering and hammering and hammering, and it is not like that. The body at some point will say like, it is enough, give me a break. So, and I mean, it is great when the body says that, but trust me, it is not great when the mind says that. So it is harder mentally sometimes to take the breaks and just take the breaks because you have to, yeah, and your body is like asking for it so bad. But it's better when you decide like, okay, I know it is this the time to take the break. So let's take it easy. Listen to your coaches, whoever are your coaches, and I mean, we have plenty of good plans for off seasons. So if you want, just ask, and we will be happy to help. I think this is the time of the year where you have to sit everything down, plan your seasons, talk to your coach, design. Well, the way that we work, or I work, it is that you ask me what are going to be your season like, or you send me the pictures, I mean the options that you want to race, and from there I decide what will be the best, and from there I decide what will be like a block 1, 2, and 3, swim, bike, or run block, and or a mixed block, or just like a specific sessions. I think it is the time to focus on the details. I mean, I think it was important to talk a little bit of the race, because it is about also this. Siri and I, we took the time to design specifically what we wanted, to think about what we were gonna do till December, which is like pretty far on the season. But at the same time, this led us into being healthy and being able to enjoy the race. So I think this helps a lot for both of us, for growing, for learning, and just preparing what is coming, and knowing that we can make things happen. And I think also will help you guys to have a great season next year. So I really hope this helps, and you have an amazing time, an amazing month, and happy holidays. So if I can help with anything, anything that you have a questions about nutrition, about your race block, or like how to design your off season, what will be the base, or whatever you need, or in specific in these triathlon, extreme triathlon races, I will be really happy to help you guys. I'm gonna be racing Norseman, which is in August, which is the world championship for this race. So I'm pretty stoked to start jumping into these little adventures a little bit more, and I'm pretty stoked that we can also share all this here together. So have an amazing time. Cheers, and I'll be around. Thank you for joining.
Hey there, Cam here again. Thanks so much, Troy. Don't forget, if you want to join these chats live and get access to all the other benefits of being a member of Team Sirius Tri Club, you can join the club at teamsiriustriclub.com.